It's 6:31 p.m. I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'm Mark Dunford, Chairman of the School Building Committee. And there is currently a quorum present. We have 6 of the 11 members, voting members here present. Greg Carabine and Bill Hall are not able to be with us today. They notified me in advance. And Mark Poulos and Christine Stasio have a conflict and a rescheduled Board of Ed meeting that they have to attend to. So right now, the only other one that I am missing at this moment is Sheila Hayes. The other 6 members are either here online. Stacy and Cindy are online. And I have present in the room are myself, Joe DeLucia, Peter Gauthier, and Greg Alasa. So noting that the meeting is being recorded. Oh, there's Sheila. Okay, Sheila's coming in now. Noting that the meeting is being recorded and votes will be taken by roll. So the first order of business after that is approval of minutes from previous meetings of August 15th and 30th. You can do them individually or a group. I think Peter already sent some notes to the secretary already. So moved. So it's so moved as corrected. And I got your email. And I did. Who seconded?
Oh, I'll second it.
No, you'll second.
I would love to do something, yes. This is
Greg
my
Alasa
thing.
notes
I
on the record that he is present.
I am present and second.
And seconding the approval of the 2 sets of minutes. Any other questions other than what's been submitted? Additions, corrections, deletions. Hearing none. We'll go with online first. Stacy Gould,
Yes.
Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
President of the room, Peter Gauthier. Yes. Greg Palazzi.
Yes.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes.
Joe DeLucia. Yes. And myself, yes. So the motion passes 7-0. Okay. So go right to report from CSG. Mike is with us today. Jim did give me a shout. He actually had a personal life and some conflict today, so he's not going to be with us. He's there to have a personal life.
So last Friday, the 15th, the grant application package was submitted to the state for both projects. We received all the documentation. If anyone wants to look through it, there's a copy of each one of them here in hard copy. It's light reading, so it's only about 100 pages. We also sent a hard copy backup file to the state as well, just as a secondary precaution in case, their 4CT website didn't accept one of the attachments, so there was some kind of an issue. The way we formatted it, it's a PDF and hyperlinks, so you can click right to everything that you need to see, so it may be easier for them to use as well. We did get confirmation pages from the site that the uploads were successful. I have copies of those as well. But I provide them when they want to see them.
I know I sent you a note regarding whether because of the way we needed to submit them, because of our legislative approval, we put them in the folder for next year.
Yeah.
Did we ever get a confirmation besides what you were talking about?
They never responded.
Did you respond?
So, it may be worthwhile just to recap, last week, our grant applications went up. We noticed that the priority grant application for this year was closed, so we used the only one available to us. It's all the same questions, nothing is different. It's just a template that every year it runs from a certain period to June 30th, and then they reopen it again sometime in July of the next year for the next priority grant cycle. I received executed copies of the architect contract for DRA last Friday as well. Bob spearheaded that effort, got those to us. So
Yeah, there was some back and forth there.
and now we're in good shape with that. As far as the design status,
Any issues with
the contract,
back and forth?
just normal.
Yeah, it's just getting some wording and stuff down and having everyone plus.
Making sure all the attachments are properly reflected.
Nothing terrible.
With regards to the design status, DRA is working on putting together a schedule of design milestones for us to review and look at, just to make sure, everything's in line with the original schedule and everything lines up. I'll work with them to schedule any meetings that we may need with NPS staff and central office to try and get, any programming meetings with the staff and, administration gets interviewed regarding the spaces and adjacencies and all the layouts and everything. And then conversations are still ongoing with Norwich Public Utilities to understand the costs that are going to be associated with the utility connection fees. They had sent out another email to us, just with some more clarifications and stuff. It's going to be really hard to pinpoint those costs until we have like a more finalized site layout as to where the building's going to go, to try and calculate the runs of the utilities and where they're going to come from. But we are.
Number of students. Yeah, the whole sewer thing.
Yeah.
So that was, but I think I'm primarily concerned about because we're replacing schools, that can see, so to speak, that aren't on that site.
Yeah.
So have we had any?
I put in an email, basically with the committee and said, we're going from 7 to 4. With the 3 that are being eliminated, it's not more population, it's just population in a different area. So, I think I'll look up the responses. I got through the update and be able to share that with you guys. I just don't. I think they just kind of, it is what it is, kind of deal. So I don't want to misspeak until I read that email again. It's been a while since they sent it.
I'll note that the mayor just joined us. Mayor, we're talking about the sewer connection issue we're having with that. So now obviously we're not adding any more capacity because it's the same number of people. But what we're running into is they're just taking the number of students at that Greenville site, for instance, and subtracting what used to go to school there, and then that's the number they're using. I'm sure we'll have the same issue at Stanton.
Yeah, and
so, and that really shouldn't. I don't think it really should be like that. Now, obviously, they're real costs. We don't, I recognize got to be part of the project, but but I'm thinking those connection fees aren't necessarily.
I'll share with you that after the first discussion on this several months ago, I approached Chris LaRose and Commission, and I reminded them of the time when this same thing occurred with the enterprise zone and new business moving in enterprise zone. We got them to change the policy, cut it in half with groups in an enterprise zone. I started by asking them to consider the same thing, because if you remember, I think it was the 98 city passed called an enterprise zone lookalike ordinance, which allows any investment in any business anywhere in the city, not just in the designated enterprise zones, to receive that same benefit of 2-year freeze, 5-year escalation as the improvements are assessed and brought back up to full assessed value. Now he has spoken to the commissioners, but they haven't taken a policy on that. He actually came up with another way of doing it so that you weren't hit with that fee. I apologize, but I will go back to them tomorrow.
Yeah, if necessary, I don't have a problem going before the commission and
we're building ourselves. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, not
This is
yeah.
It makes no sense.
So I'm
build
thinking,
ourselves.
yeah, so like I said, I don't have a problem paying real costs, that's not an issue, but the additional fees, I mean, obviously, we're talking about a significant amount of money.
Very large amount of money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
so
part of the sewer connection fee includes, well, in case you say a business doesn't pay their bill, their help, the utilities help harmless, that's not gonna happen to us.
it doesn't make sense to have that apply for these school projects at all. I can't remember how they were going to level the field.
Yeah,
They still have to level the field, and there's an issue of fairness always when you're talking about any kind of rate structure.
Yeah, but it's not just that, it's the fact that we are not changing the capacity of the.
No.
Of the system.
Agreed. And they're active. The whole point of sewer connection fee was that the site was dormant for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, it is,
Greenville,
Greenville.
Greenville is, but the others are not.
Yeah, but Kate, like I said, overall though, we're not gonna be increasing the capacity. I mean,
No.
the number of
No,
students
we're
is
not.
what it's gonna be.
Right. Yeah, I'll get back to everybody right away. Yes.
Thank you.
So Greenville actually, I guess, is considered part of that
Right.
zone reduction, so.
Right.
So when we calculated the fee for that one, it actually applied there.
So whatever we need to do there, we'll try to get done. Obviously, we've got a little time to work. We certainly wanna, be able to firm up some numbers. All right, go ahead, anything else, Mike?
So with the design status, DRA is, now that the contract's been executed, is working with, CLA engineers, I think they're local, and, they'll be, the site surveyor for the project. And they provided a tentative scheduling, a tentative surveying schedule as to when they would be on site. So, I let DPW know for the Greenville site and Stanton site, as well as, Board of Ed facilities, the superintendent and, the secretary of the schedule, so that they would be able to let everyone know that there's gonna be surveyors.
I'm gonna note, Mike, we've got a little pickup in the superintendent's office, I don't know what else to call it, it's that right now she's been placed on leave.
Yeah, okay.
So, we do have an interim superintendent right now, so we'll get you that.
Okay. We should probably also try and reach out to
Yeah, I
the
was thinking,
principal at Stanton.
that's who the interim is.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Same secretary.
okay.
Is it? Is it-
Amber is
is it-
still.
So I also, went to,
Thank you.
I also met with the city clerk to let them know that CLA was gonna be coming to do land record searches in the city clerk's office, so. She was familiar with the firm, so, I don't think that'll be an issue, but. We're gonna start the surveying at Greenville first. So. The field work at Greenville will start on the 25th of September, run to October 16th. And then the field work will start at Stanton on November 9th, and the field work will run just before Thanksgiving. The only other thing, if you want to wait till we get into executive session and give the dates, but they're already public dates already.
No, you can find anything that's already out in the public.
Yeah.
domain.
So we'll be doing a non-mandatory walkthrough starting in Greenville this Thursday at 3:30. After we finish the non-mandatory walkthrough at Greenville, we'll go to Stanton. Because by then school should be out and there won't be a conflict. The RFI or question deadline is the 29th of September at 5. The deadline for submissions is October 12th at 2. And then I have tentatively in here the interviews of the shortlisted firms from October 16th to the 20th of October, which is basically the same week that our October building committee meeting would be, I believe. So I don't, if we wanted, maybe on the week. It might be a week before. Okay.
So when would it come in? When would the
We would get the responses back. The 12th. And the interviews I have the following week. But yeah, so if we did it. Yeah, if we did it the week of the night of the building committee meeting, there would be 1, 2.
well, I think you'd select the finalists, maybe,
Yeah,
because that's not a
Yeah.
lot, that's less than a week to
Yeah.
get the number.
okay,
So that might be a little tight.
okay.
Thinking.
The responses come back on the. 12th. And then I was thinking,
Yeah.
could we shortlist the 18th with?
I think
4 or 5
that's pushing
days?
your,
Okay. I did, yeah, I used. Whatever works for everyone, I used the same basic schedule that we had for,
kind of needed to accelerate that.
Yeah. yeah,
This is
okay. Yeah, it won't impact the schedule on the back end at all, which it's,
Which we talked to last, and, I think we said, one we had them on the room, by Sunday.
yeah, no, it works.
Maybe if we could move to take 2 weeks, 22nd. That's not reasonable.
On when?
The 26th. I'm thinking 2 weeks from the book. I don't have it.
Yeah, but
So the meeting is 17th. The regular meeting. The, it's gonna, if they come back the 12th, there's not enough time to rating. So we would have to, I would say, if we do the ratings, hold a special, a brief special to review to make the call on who's getting interviewed,
yeah,
and then hold the interviews next weekend. So that would be the week of ending November 3rd.
okay, interviews from.
Yeah, we'll set a date for that. We'll figure that out. That's what it looks like. Does that make sense? Huh? Yeah, the week of ending. the 3rd.
9:30.
I don't usually set meetings.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on it.
Yeah,
Some people, have a social life, it's alleged. So
Yeah,
I used to remember what that was like.
So what you're suggesting? The 29th to the 2nd.
Yeah, I'm thinking right, the 29th to the 2nd. I wouldn't do Halloween, obviously.
the 29th is a Sunday,
Yeah, so there'd be the 30th
30th through
through the 2nd.
or the 3rd is the Friday. That's how we do it.
There's a wedding in town.
You
Yeah,
guys,
10-2 probably works more, 'cause that would be the Thursday.
No.
All right, so I don't know, what do you think, November 1st, Wednesday? For interviews?
Yeah, that works, day after Halloween.
We have.
Well, how much time do you want to give?
the fun?
How much time do they need to, for us to know?
About a week, that's all we gave the architect.
So really, we would pick them on, so it's not, we'll pick them on, we should need to pick them, the short list from the first, right? You do this 2 weeks, and then you do something.
Okay, so 10-1,
Well, that's an election.
Yeah.
no, it's they are. Public safety.
Yeah, so I think what they said, I think.
so if we do the short list on 10-1, we would, it would be good if I could get the responses back for the rating scorecards from the committee members on the Monday or 10,
Well, so what I'm thinking is,
9:30.
we'll have a regular meeting the 17th, but we won't be ready to.
Oh,
shortlist it by
right,
then.
sorry.
So we hold a special Zoom, maybe the 24th, to do the short list,
Okay,
October 20th. That makes sense?
we have 10-24 short list. And then the following week, you want to do the interviews the following week, the week of the 30th?
And then the interviews would be November 1st,
Okay, yeah.
the Zoom.
What time?
I think it depends on how many we interview. So it's gonna be a special anyway.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
we'll set it based on
okay.
the short list.
So I can, what we'll do is, after Thursday's, non-mandatory walkthrough. You like to publish the, sign-in sheet from everyone that came to the non-mandatory walkthrough. So that would be a perfect opportunity to revise the dates in the RFP to meet these dates. Short list 10-24, and then, can we get the scorecards in? You think,
On the 24th.
We'll have the ratings and
The ratings are good tonight.
the ratings will have to be in the day before.
either the 20th or the 23rd?
23rd at the latest,
Yeah,
because we didn't have a meeting.
If we get them to you on the 23rd, you're doing that.
yes. As long as you send them to me more than 4 hours before the meeting, I'll make sure it gets done.
Be 24 hours.
Yeah,
10, 23 scorecards.
And 24 is the short list. And then 1.
11 to 1 would be the interviews.
So that is.
Yeah. Bob, I know you're looking at over there, but, so when you, if they come in on the 12th, when will you have posted?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, literally, you can just log into the webpage
Okay.
5 minutes after and then able to be
A
viewed.
little different. The old days would be you get boxes of. Wonderful thing.
So,
It's a social calendar.
Or fail. Because if it fails, then you'll be available on Friday.
I will be then, yeah. Tell my wife, I'm sorry, dear, this is it. But plenty of seating, please.
Executive session, you're gonna have to wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
Put a chair out there.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a plan here.
Okay.
Takes longer to drive from Stanton to
Yeah, well,
Greenville to Stanton than it does. Then that, you know, I mean, the Greenville site is a little bit of a hill, so it can be.
wait, you went,
Yeah.
okay.
There's not really much for these guys to really see it, but. All right, there's probably, it's just good for them to see, you know, potentially where the access route may be. You know, so they can start thinking like logistics as to how they're gonna get into the buildings. You know, we'll obviously have more discussion, because I don't know that you necessarily want
Okay,
construction traffic.
you got anything else on your end?
No, just just the scorecard and interview.
Peter and I were chatting before the meeting and then. I just, not that I, want to throw a damper on just having done the submission for 2 schools, but, you don't want to wait too long before we start doing preliminaries for,
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have a schedule that I'm following along on that as well.
All right, good enough. Just,
You know, the good news about when we get to Moriarty is that the ed spec's done, sizes are all done, the enrollment report is all good, so,
we're not gonna have to do
yeah.
that exercise over. You'll be good. All right. So you done? You all set then?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so we'll move on to invoices. The first one is Greenville number 6 from CSG for $16,169.96. Sheila Hayes, motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Greg Delancey seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, on Zoom, Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
Stacy Gould,
Yes.
Peter Gauthier. Yeah. Greg Delancey.
Yes.
Sheila Hayes. Joe DeLucia.
Yes.
And myself, yes, 7-0. 5 absent. No, 4 out. 4 out. 4 out. I'm not an absent.
Yeah, mine anymore.
Really?
Architecture.
Oh, really?
Got you covered.
I saw history.
All right, the second invoice for Stanton number 6, the amount of $15,879.33. They get a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
All right, Stacy, give it to Stacy. Sheila for the second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Cindy,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Peter? Yes. Greg?
Yes.
Sheila?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Mark is a yes, 7-0, 4 absent. All right, so what I'll need is a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of preparing a scoring matrix and interview questions for the RFQ for construction manager. Because these are items that are normally exempt until the process is over. So from the Freedom of Information Act, I'll take a motion for that with to include Bob Casanova, Mike, and any ex officio members present, which in this case would be. And
I'll make that motion.
Stacy Gould with the motion. Can I get a second? Second by Peter Gauthier. Roll call, Cindy.
Oh, I can't get that thing.
Yes. Yes, okay. Stacy,
God.
Yes.
Peter, yes, Ray,
Yes.
Sheila,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
and myself, yes, the vote is 7-0. We'll go into executive session and I will turn off the recording. I can shut the door. All right, out of executive session, noting that no votes were taken. So a motion would be in order that we approve the matrix for scoring to go forward. We're not going to consider the interview questions this evening. We'll wait till we get it. We'll need to, we're not gonna consider the interview questions tonight, but we're gonna, we'll wait till we actually get the actual reports in our hands. So could I get a motion that we use the scoring matrix that we've come up with?
Who's that?
So the motion.
Sheila makes a motion.
I'll second,
second.
Cindy.
Second by Cindy. It was first. So by roll call vote, Cindy?
Yes.
Oh, discussion.
Should we hold off?
So we're not
Michael
gonna,
has it.
we're not gonna include them. Well, we know what we've done.
Yes.
We're not gonna publish the matrix anyway for the minutes,
Right.
because it's not subject to disclosure.
I'm just saying.
So, you know, we're fine with that. So right now, so Mike is gonna publish it, we'll distribute it to the voting members.
But your questions, just to make sure that it's
Yeah,
exactly.
that we're comfortable with what we really have seen.
Yeah, pending, yeah, all right, pending review of the final draft, yeah.
Friendly amendment.
Okay, all right, good enough,
The second. You accept?
Yeah,
we're good. Yeah, Cindy, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Friendly amendment, all right. So that's confusing enough. Any other discussion? That's it? All right, Cindy, on the motion. Oh, you're muted, Cindy.
I couldn't unmute. What? Yes,
Yeah, Stacy,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Greg.
Yes.
Sheila,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Mark, yes, 7-0, 4 absent. On the matrix going forward. All right, so just the next on the agenda is the meeting schedule, which we talked about during CSG's report. So just so we know, we're expecting the scores, the RFQs to come in by the 12th. Those will be distributed. We would like the score sheets in by the 23rd at the very latest. October 23rd, yeah, at the very latest. I will schedule a Zoom meeting on the 24th for a short list determination, and we will schedule interviews for probably November 1st. Now, The one issue is, because I think, when's the regular scheduled meeting? 17th. I don't see a need to hold the regularly scheduled meeting at that date.
We have to prove any,
Oh, there'll be invoices and stuff.
yeah,
All right, so if that's all it's gonna be, oh, you know, we could just do a Zoom.
Yeah.
For that meeting. All right, we'll just do a Zoom for the regular.
Yeah, and I'll provide a project update for anything that's changed.
Okay.
Between.
So that'll be a fairly brief meeting and invoices and that, so. All right,
on the 17th.
Zoom on the 17th, Zoom for everybody. All right, until we do interviews on the first.
Zoom.
Zoom, 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 zoom. Remember that show? Remember the-
Awesome.
It was CBS show. Anyway,
I had more chance.
all right. So, we only got like 4 days. My birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
How's that make you feel?
Happy birthday.
All right, so with all that said, I don't think there's anything else for us to, any other business conduct. If anyone else has something they want to bring for the committee?
We see the next month.
Just need a motion for adjournment, Stacy.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
second by Sheila Hayes. All in favor, Cindy,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Sheila,
Aye.
Joe, and myself, yes. 7-0. It's 8:21 PM. Thank you everyone for coming. We are adjourned.